It's been a while now since Sword Art Online's release, a Marmite-esque reception, and people's reactions generally fall into two camps. On one hand, we have the usual legions of fanboys proclaiming its perfection. On the other, we have cabals of haters who call it an overhyped, overrated pile of shit. Who do you believe? Well, me of course. Join me if you will, as I review Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online is a fantasy virtual reality MMORPG which uses revolutionary hardware called nerve gear. Imagine World of Warcraft but control your mind. The game itself is quite a success and everything's dandy until all of the players, including our hero Kirito, told by the game's creator Akiko Kayaba they are no longer able to log out and they will only be able to do so when someone completes the entire game. Also, if you die in game, you die in real life. Removal of the nerve gear will also result in your death. That's some pretty heavy stuff. I'm imagining everyone's reactions went something like this. Oh shit! What happens when I need the toilet? And how the fuck did this get past quality assessment? Are you seriously telling me that no one throughout its development and production noticed it has the power to kill people? Minor plot holes aside, this is a pretty good premise and it provides a lot of opportunities from truly epic storylines. However, the key word here is opportunities. While Sword Art Online has great potential, and the first 3 episodes are really strong, it only goes downhill from there, and it fails to follow through with what looks to be many of its strong points. Sword Art Online has 2 arcs, the second of which is widely regarded as a shittier half. I'm in agreement. In the second arc, the stakes aren't so much lowered as they are non-existent. The writers, in between dribbling and seeing how far they could fit their tongue down the paper shredder, decided the best way to ratchet up tension would be to remove dying aspect from the game, meaning Kirito, the all-powerful hero, now can't die. The show has very high production values, the animation is beautiful, there's so much attention paid to detail, be it in character design or background. As a result of this, the show looks consistently spectacular, especially some of the bigger fight scenes, where it's all fast-paced action, which certainly beats the narrative style of combat, which involves standing 10 feet away from your opponent and staring at them until they die of boredom. Just having a straight-up sword fight feels refreshingly analog, which is ironic if you think about it. The soundtrack is composed by Yuki Kaja. It's pretty good and there's some absolute corkers in it that really lend weight to a scene. Here's an example.
手順はセンシネルと同じだ。
わかった。
Good, right? Characters are probably Sword Art Online's weakest area, as they range from average to bad. I'll run you through some who particularly stand out to me. First up is our hero, Kirito, who is about as deep as a paper cut. He has no development to speak of, the closest thing he has coming to a personality is a set of morals. He also generally only has 2 states of being: angry and determined fight mode, and utter indifference to just about everything. He is about as interesting as the Institute of watching grey paint dry. The villain of the second arc is another stinker. He has an evil plan which is so contrived and nonsensical, I could probably write a good 5 minutes pointing out just how retarded it is. However, I'm not going to, I'm just going to focus on the character, who is also retarded but somehow less tangential. He's so unthreatening and quite frankly, I'm astounded that Akihiko Kayaba, the sadistic killer of thousands and thousands of people, is being compared to this mincing cunt. Then we get to Asuna. Poor Asuna. Started off a badass warrior, quickly became sidelined and turned into a helpless damsel in distress, and then a rape victim. I think everyone will join me in saying, what the fuck did she do to deserve this? This is one of the most creepily out of place scenes I've ever seen in an anime ever. Overall, Sword Art Online has good fight scenes, good soundtrack, and great animation, however it's let down by a bad story and worse characters. There are some good episodes, and there are some bad ones. Overall, I have to give Sword Art Online 5 out of 10. The production values are high, and it is by no means unwatchable, however it could have been so much more.